The following announcement has been paid for by the NCO. You're pretty good, but you're no Connor Oberst.
A while ago, you guys all have now watched part 2 and 1 of the rise and fall of FizzyStardust. This is now part 3, and before I get started, I want to say I got all my gear on. I'm repping NCO. Got the hat and glasses, all my gear. And I just wanted to give a shout out to my NCO boys. The NCO guys. The whole one other person who bought a shirt, and everyone who repped NCO at a short period of time. And anyone who's just like a big fan, I want to give you a second to put your, throw it up, and too sweet me, bro. So, let's, without any further ado, let's, get this questions going on. And you can tell me, I want to know, if you too sweeted me, you put it in the comments. Alright, now, the first question is from Spun. And, alright, I'm gonna say all of these word for word how it was written to me. And, then I'll give you my answer. Alright, so Spun says, slow coming, but all the veterans are going away. All the veterans. I'm not too fond of all the new people uploading, but people like you, NBZ, Nick, Ferris, and in parentheses he wrote, R.I.P., kept me part of this community. And before I read his actual questions, I just want to say, yeah, those boys are awesome. ICOC, baby. International Council. Cool kids. I think Ferris is still kicking around somewhere, playing Smash. I don't know. I haven't talked to the dude in hella long. Probably not since I've actually met him in person. Which his family was really nice. Now, Spun asks, how did it feel when Brave Bird Everything became popular because of you? Well, it was weird. It was weird. It was weird because I just said it. And then, like, people were like, oh, shit, that's pretty funny. I like that. And then it became a thing. And then it became sort of bigger than me, which was weird. Because I coined the term. I said it. And then it was on a PMP video, and it was against Congressional Wombat. Now, stupid Pharaohhorn. And I forget that Congressional Wombat set up rocks, so I send them blah blah blah, which is my ho-oh. And he takes so much damage to stealth rocks, it's just ridiculous. And Zoe here does the old double switch, goes into Tina, which is her gear Tina, and it's named Tina. Get it? So, now she triple switch, oh my god, into Kyogre, but, I'm Scarfed Ho-Oh, and I figured out that this thing is near worthless, so I'm just gonna Brave Bird everything. So I Brave Bird the Kyogre. Kyogre's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to fire move everything and try to get burns. Nope, not today. So, I'm do so much damage that it's ridiculous. She switches into Juicy, which is the Pharaohhorn. I'm just like, Brave Bird that motherfucker too. I don't give a shit. So I Brave Bird it. And look at all the damage it does. I get Iron Barbs. I get hurt by everything. I get 2 HP left, which is neat. So, awesome times. I'm gonna Brave Bird the next fucking thing too. Bring it on. And she brings in Diagonal to resist a Brave Bird, and that, you know, there you go. So, but I'm gonna Brave Bird it regardless, and just, I'm gonna do an okay amount of damage for, resist Brave Bird, and that's, there you go. Good times. Oh, you did damage. You know, what a pro you are. Okay. And I said it, and people started saying it in the comments. It's a big thing. And then other people started to grab it and grab onto it, especially after I had kind of stopped uploading, which really kind of irked me, because it was like, dude, it's gimmick infringement. You can't steal my gimmick. That's my thing. It was weird to me, because, like, I know, fuck,
like Blame Truth. He had like a series like called Brave Bird Everything, and I was like, hey, you stealing my gimmick, dude? What's up? And then Spade, I know, really took to it, and I don't. And he had me do like a voiceover on some video about brave birding or something. It was funny. It was great. I loved it. But eventually, I was just like, I can't believe this is a thing, and I hated it. Mainly because my friend would just shout it out at random intervals while we're in public places. He goes, I'm FizzyStardust, Brave Bird. I was like, God damn it, I hate myself, and I hate you by extension. But no, it was cool. It was cool. And then he also asked, you still trying to be active on Twitter? Or are you kind of trying to get away from the whole thing? And then he said also, R.I.P. Zelda Master Timmy? I never knew ZMT. I don't know. You ask Zed about him. I know Zed was a big fan. I will be active on Twitter. I have a personal account as well as the FizzyStardust account. But I will be active on Twitter because I will be doing a new project. So, yeah. Now, the next question comes from. I should put my Skype on D&D. Doing my video, baby. Alright, now, Teen Jesus with a 3 for an E in the Jesus. He asks, will the man behind FizzyStardust continue the whole YouTube thing, but with other content under another name? Yes. While I have considered just keeping FizzyStardust and going forward with new content, different content, something else, I really felt it necessary that a clean slate would be great for me. It's something I've actually been wanting to do for a long time, is have a new channel with a new, just a clean slate, start over. I just love that idea. If I never amass 10,000 subs again, that's fine. I just felt like I needed a clean slate, do something else free. Some people have been asking me, like, what do I call you now? Because you're not FizzyStardust. Well, like, the thing is, like, Fizz is, like, a real-life nickname. So, I'm probably going to keep some sort of Fizz in the new name. So, I will let you know when this shit is going down so you guys can all hop on the bandwagon. Now, I try to organize these in some sort of flow, and I hope that works out. Richard the Red, he has a few questions. He asked, how did you get into YouTube in the first place? And I feel like I kind of went over this in the previous videos. It was mainly my friends were doing it, and I was like, it could be cool to entertain some people, because I love entertaining. So that's what I did. Probably Tup got me into it. I think he started a channel before me, and I went, yeah, I'll do that. Was there any major drama or scandal in the Pokemon community that you were involved in? Yeah, again, this was kind of answered in the video, but the AX drama, with it constantly being a target for people trying to hack it and bring it down. Other than that, no, I was never involved in any scandal or anything. I was always kind of kept to myself, or my group of friends. I really just liked watching movies and cartoons with my friends over our chat. I always weighed in to the big dramas and scandals with the swag video. So I didn't even really take a side on most things. I was just like, why? And those videos were always meant to be like, this is ridiculous. Why is this a thing? We should all be kind of like, or just not even bothered by who's doing what, as long as it's not affecting your money. And I say your money in a way that, like, anything, I don't necessarily just mean, like, the money you're making off YouTube. Like, if it's not affecting your life or your well-being, it just shouldn't matter what someone else is doing. Now, a timeline would be Cool Beans. Yeah, well, it was Cool Beans, I thought. Who's your favorite and least favorite PokeTuber? Oh man, big guns coming right out of the gate. Let's see. My favorite. I'm gonna go with all time. My favorite all time PokeTuber. This is hard because I got a lot of friends who did this. But I'd have to say Jesus Rippin was probably my favorite. He was one of the funniest guys I knew, and he was great. Obviously, everyone who's close to me, your channel is also great too. I love all of your guys' content. Least favorite PokeTuber, MML Frosty Pixie. She sucks. Favorite Pokemon of all time. She's awful. She's the worst narrator of all time for sure, and she's a terrible person. She just is. She lied about everything. Everything that you thought she might have been telling the truth about was a lie. Everything you thought she was lying about was a lie. Favorite Pokemon of all time, Munchlax. If you've been watching the channel long enough, you should know that. Let me show you a thing. For my birthday, I think it was. I don't think it was Christmas. It was my birthday. It's a little beaten up, and that makes me sad. But my girlfriend made me a deck box. Tell me this isn't the best thing that you've ever seen in your entire life. It's fucking amazing, man. She fucking painted that. I was like, holy shit, this is the best thing in the world. Unreal. The best. The best. So Munchlax, my favorite Pokemon of all time. Favorite game, and I'm going to assume he means Pokemon game. If he doesn't, I'll answer that as well. My favorite Pokemon game, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, hands down. Those were my favorites. I loved them. I loved 4th Gen as competitive battling. At that time, I hadn't played Gen 2, so it was a lot of fun for me. I really liked everything that game had to offer. I really, really did. As far as favorite game overall, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. That is the best. I love it. I love being a Jedi and a Sith. I love Force using with lightning and saber wielding. So cool. Also, any first gen Pokemon game gets up there. Nostalgia factor, man. Love them all. The most important question, he says. Why are you doing this? Like, why leave? What made you stop loving Pokemon as much as you did? Well, time had become a thing where I just couldn't keep up with what was going on in the community or my channel or anything like that. And having stepped back away from it, I just am like, I don't feel like I need to get back in. And the thing is, I have all these other passions and avenues and things that I want to go down. And I've always kind of wanted to go down, but never really did. And now I kind of feel this is like the perfect opportunity to do so. So that's kind of why I'm stepping away from Pokemon. I've actually stepped away from the card game as well, just simply because my area in which to play is terrible for anyone who wants to do it competitively. And so I've kind of taken back from that too. And I feel good about it. I feel really good about it. So I don't know. That's just nothing made me stop liking it. I still like it. When they come out with a new game, I'll still get it, I'm sure. But as far as creating Pokemon content outside of maybe the occasional Let's Play, if that's what I decide to do on a new channel, whatever your answers to these or other questions you get, just know we fans love you, Fizzy. And we hope everything is all good, and we look forward to the future projects you may do. Hey, Thank you, Richard the Red. That actually means a lot to me. And I separated these questions from comments as well. Some people just posted like little comments and didn't have questions. And I'm gonna have a video of just all those together too, because those actually mean a lot to me. Dalton Reiser. He asked 2 questions, which were horribly misspelled. Who inspired you to make content related Pokemon? I'm gonna assume it says inspired in Pokemon. Probably mostly my friends and maybe the Killer Nacho. That's kind of who inspired me to make my own content. Who are some of the people in the community you have go run to Dusk Uje? I assume he means grown to dislike. There are a lot of things that have happened in this community and outside of this community, really. There's probably a laundry list of people that I've grown to dislike. I mentioned Frosty Pixie, who I always thought was okay-ish, and then, like, she started doing things I really didn't like. She exploited her children for stuff, and it was really uncool. There's other people I just didn't like for petty reasons. Like, I thought Xerxes was really weird. I never liked Xenon because he always rubbed me the wrong way. Whenever I tried to interact with him, like, he was always kind of a jerk. And even minding my own business on my own channel, he, like, flipped out at me, and I didn't even, like, it wasn't even a thing about him. It was just, like, this random video. And he fucking freaked out over it. Who else? There's a time that, well, I don't really like Rick. Anyone else? I can't really think of anyone else I don't like. No. Well, there's a person who's really close to me who recently done a lot of garbagey things. And I wanted to make this thing a shoot. And at the time, I was very excited about just airing everything out because I didn't give a shit. But I do give a shit. But at the same time, here's what I'm going to say. Don't give anyone from Pokemon your fucking money for any reason, because it's not true. Look, all I'm gonna say is you're not going to be legitimately homeless if your family is willing to buy you a plane ticket home at any point. You're not. I've had friends who have been legitimately homeless. They did not have a place to sleep or live or a family to go home to in case things got too hard. They did not have a mountain of possessions that they could get rid of and sell. And they didn't take advantage of people that they knew so they could keep just doing whatever. So, if you're that person, stop doing that. If you see someone doing that, don't give them anything. Because it's not fucking cool. Because what they're doing is not cool, man. It's really uncool. That is the harshest subtweet that I could subtweet without just saying his name outright. Elo sucks. iStarly says, dude, I've been a fan of yours for years. Awesome, thank you. It's definitely been a great ride, man. I support you fully with your decision regarding your creative content. Thank you. I remember I used to randomly chat with you on your YouTube or Tumblr about liking AFI and being creative writing major. I was trying to think really hard about like if I could remember this. If you were like, you could probably jog my memory about it, but like at the time I can't recall it. But I'm always open to talking to people about shit, usually. So this guy must have been a cool guy. Here are some questions I have. I appreciate the honesty. Try to be as honest as possible. Who are some of the best people you've met in your YouTube career? Okay. Some of the best people I've met. NBZ is one of the best people I've met. As far as people who are just there for me and great friends, you know, anyone who was ever a part of Desu. Rich and Tupper are some of my greatest friends. Nick is a great friend. Steve is a great friend. Zebra, Black Spotted Zebra is a fantastic friend. The very first interaction I had with him, I was complaining about how I couldn't find a job, and he PM'd me, and like he got down on like my local Craigslist and started looking for jobs for me, and like that's fucking amazing. Jake, former High and Fiber, now Griffan, I think is what it is. I always forget what it is, but he is a fantastic friend. I still talk to him every day. I actually told him earlier to stop talking to me because I'm on my video. You know, some of these guys are just great friends. Fair is a great friend, obviously. But I really love those guys. And I'm sure I'm missing so many people. If I knew you during the days of Detsu, I fucking love you. You were great. Jesus Rippin is great. His whole crew, Lomax and everybody. Cloud's Liberation is great. Congressional Wamba is great. All these people, I love them so much. You'll notice a lot of big names aren't on there, and it's because I think they are not great people. I don't know. Nothing specifically. I just don't think a lot of those people are awesome. Oh, Tim the Killer Nacho is great. I've been part of his fantasy football league for years. He's awesome. Okay. What YouTube friendships have you lost over the course of your career? I think the only ones that I've really lost is I talked about in the video. I kind of fucked up that one with Rich, but we've been talking again lately. The only other ones I would say where someone did something really shitty. Like, I haven't talked to Mod since it was kind of proven that she probably tried to close down C's channel. I mean, that's... You can never be 100% about those things, but you can be pretty damn sure. So I haven't talked to her since. I haven't talked to just people who have moved on. You kind of lose connection with them. Like, I haven't talked to Clouds in a very long time, but he's got like a kid now and stuff. He looks like a great dad. I got him on Facebook. He's a cool dude. How do you feel about the general direction, whatever your perspective to that to be, the Pokemon community is currently headed in? Is it honestly going downhill? Why? The thing about the Pokemon community is it's a lot like 4chan, it's a lot like B, is it was never good. Anyone who tells you otherwise is living in a fancy land of nostalgia and lying to you. The Pokemon community has always sucked dick, sucks dick now, and it will suck dick forever. Nothing that's changing about it is making it any better or worse, it's just bad. Why is it bad? You got all these kids, young adults with inflated egos, and they get a little taste of whatever, and they're egomaniacs. some of those people, that doesn't apply to everyone. Like Shady seems great. I really like talking to him. He seems like a very down-to-earth kind of dude. You could make an argument that competitive Pokemon on YouTube is dying out like the fucking dinosaurs, because there are a lot of people who Wi-Fi battle that aren't competitive. It's like a whole fucking slew of SO tire idiots coming from Lumio Station or whatever. I don't even fucking know. I don't know anyone who is on that channel. I think the only people I know for sure is like Numb Nexus, and I'm pretty sure Joey. But Joey does, like, he's an anomaly. He doesn't really count. But yeah, like, I don't know, a bunch of people I've never heard of or never want to hear of. They're bad at competitive, which is fine. They're trying to make their nut. They're trying to get their subs, trying to get their views, and they can just do it however they want. And the people who are hyper competitive and hate that sort of thing, that's fine. But you don't have to bitch about it all the time. It's just jealousy at a point. Like, come on, man. We know. Everyone gets it. You just, whatever. Just leave it alone. What issues do you think exist in the Pokemon community? Basically, these are parentheses if you've been noticing. Basically, what do you think is wrong with the community, if anything? I think I kind of just said that. I don't think anything's wrong with it. If you think anything's wrong with the community, make your own fucking community. That's my advice. It's what I did. I made AX, and it was filled with awesome people. And then it grew, and then it was filled with not so awesome people. But what are you going to do? That's what happens when you try to expand something. Make your own community. Make something great. You can do it. I believe in all of you. I'm very proud of you. I'll genuinely miss your vids, man. Best of luck with life, and even though I don't even know you, I'm here for you if you need a pal. And that means a fucking lot to me. That is so awesome. Thank you, iStarlyTV. That's fucking great. You're so cool. That's awesome. DeBez Fish has to say, wait, where the fuck did this come from? And when did GBA die? Was I frozen for 10 years? No. If I was a FizzyStardust fan, I would have expected this for a long time. And then GBA died, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know. And dude, you don't have to quit YouTube. Just upload anything you want. Yeah, I know. I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm just gonna make a new channel probably. Like I said, clean slate. And what happened to Pokemosh Pit? Pokemosh Pit was really cool. Pokemosh Pit started out as kind of an idea where King Daddy D-Mac and Hayden and I think To Be the Man, who's a scumbag, was also part of it, but later became not part of it. And then Hayden was really only a figurehead. But so basically is D-Max. And it was basically a thing that was supposed to propel smaller channels, as many things start out to do, but then they evolve into something different, and eventually PMP became a hub of great people. All the people you wanted to see in one spot. And then when that became a thing, they expanded to the beta channel, which DMAC later regretted because of how beta sounds. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't have a positive ring to it. And that was for the lower channels and things to kind of catapult onto the big channel. And basically, it went on long enough, and then it spun off into a competitive channel, Pokey something or other. And that was on Machinima. And then they did PMPLP, which never really took off either. Basically, DMAC really regretted putting Pokemon in the name. And So it went on for a while. It had a good run. It helped out a lot of people. And eventually what happened was everybody who was on the main channel was bigger or as big as the main channel. And it didn't make sense for them to create content for the PMP because none of the directors were getting a piece of the action. Now, none of them. Now, because of this, you had big names like Shofu outgrew the channel completely. It made zero sense for him to upload to PMP. Why would he do that? He has his own audience. It's way bigger. He gets more views and thus more money. Now, and a lot of the bigger channels kind of took to this approach. Like, man, I'm not getting much exposure back. It used to be like I'd upload to PMP, like 100 more subs would come my way. Hell yeah, it's a little influx of viewers. And then eventually that kind of plateaued and evened out, and then people were like, well, I don't really need the PMP anymore. Why submit? Why should I put my videos on there when I could just make them for myself, and then I have more content, more videos, more money? Now, eventually, DMAC got into Minecraft. Well, let me backtrack. A lot of people were working for DMAC for free, and a lot of people were doing a lot of work for free, and I think, if I can remember correctly, Chase was doing a lot of work, a lot of work for the PMP, and I think he was promised some sort of pay, but never received it, and eventually just stopped and was like, fuck this, and then made like a call out video to DMAC about like, here's why I quit. It fucking sucks. I did all this work for nothing. And he got nothing out of it. And he wasn't the only one working for free, doing a lot of work. I actually reviewed for PMP beta, and a little bit for PMP as well. And that was a lot of work too, because you had to watch all these videos, which could be 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes long each. And then you have to go, is this guy good enough? Is this guy not? Is this guy good enough? Is he better than that guy? What is his problem? This problem here? What makes it? There's a lot of work. I actually remember there's a big channel you might know now, the Etika. I said, no, you cannot be on this week. This fucking video is weak as shit, and you're gonna need to work on your junk. He eventually did work on his junk, and after I stopped reviewing, I felt I held a higher standard than most people did. Most people were like, does the video look okay? Is the audio fine? Okay, do that. Put that on there. I was like, is the audio good? Is the video good? If it's not, can it be fixed? If it's like kind of beyond, like, cut it. And if those two things are good, is it a quality narration? Is he saying something of importance, or is he saying, I went for Seed Flare and it hit Suicune and knocked it out, so that's good for me? Or is he adding some sort of funny narrative or insight to why he's doing that? And eventually people kind of lost, and there's like, fucking put that shit on, doesn't matter. And then so people stopped doing it because it was a lot of work for you got nothing back out of it. And then DMAC kind of moved on to his own thing because he was like, well, I mean, I'm getting into Minecraft. Minecraft's getting huge. My channel's getting bigger. Doesn't make sense for me anymore, and basically everyone else's doesn't make sense for me. Chase, like, I did all this work for nothing, and kind of took that all on his shoulders. Well, he probably did the most work, but there was a lot of people who did a lot of work for nothing, so. Then Xenon, I guess, tried to take control of it, and that failed. Go figure. I don't know too much about what happened then. I didn't really give a shit. The Gnarly Toaster says, my main question is, why the fuck was there no transparency in the community? The fact that years later truths about PMP and other shit coming out is whatever. And whatever is crazy. yeah, that's true. There is fucking no transparency. Um, it takes me to kind of air out all my grievances about everything and tell you the truth about everything to kind of get it out there. And I'll tell you why there's no transparency after I take a drink of this water. There's no transparency in this community of the simple fact that people realize that burning bridges in this community especially is bad. Why is it bad? Because as soon as you plateau out, it takes a lot for you to go like this again. And you can plateau out up here. And then you have to take another rise. What happens is you go, okay, that guy's an asshole and he did something shitty. I'm not going to say anything about it because I know he has a bigger channel than me and I may need him down the line to kind of boost me up a little. We could work together, we could have a battle together, get on his channel, something will happen. That's why, and at least in my eyes, and I don't think anyone could tell you different. That's why people in this community don't burn bridges. They don't do shit until years later. They are all spineless? Sorry. What happened to the GBA? The GBA, basically, here's what happened. Season 3 almost did not happen at all. People quit. People came back. Basically, people wanted to be competitive, and it wasn't as competitive as people wanted it to be. So some people quit. Gubs quit. Jubs left. Joe quit. Gubs left. Chris left. And then you had Alex and Kyle who left. And some of those people came back. And some of them didn't. And we were trying to expand, and I think that this season might have been a mistake to do that, especially maybe just on the scale in which we did it. Maybe should have only expanded 2 teams or something, because it was a lot of strain on an already volatile project. Now you could sit back and say, "Oh, we're playing a Pokemon game, and it's 1 game a week, and all this stuff," but the thing is, it's more competitive than any other Pokemon game. Why? Because your roster is restricted. Why? Because you know the other set of Pokemon the other person can bring. That is fucking maddening to me. Because you have to go, okay, what are they going to bring for me? What can I bring for them? Will they expect me to do this? How will they try to counter that? How can I counter that? If they kind of make a weird sub, do I have something for that? And it takes a week to fucking build a team. It takes a long time. I hired a team of guys to help me do it. That's how intense it got for me. Like, if you've known me for as long as some people have known me, Theorymon is like my fucking kryptonite because I will do it forever until the end of time, and I will do infinite loops of it. And it's really hard to not lose myself in it. So, I got people to help me. Now, this season, when Season 3 did actually start, there were... some of the expansion teams were argued over, and some people kind of played down their hand in a way that forced other people to do other things, I guess. Eventually, what happened was, there was a vote, and it was kind of a stalemate, and I don't think I voted on that one because, like, I don't know these people, so how possibly can I vote? And we didn't have a revote. Instead, we found new people to bring in. And Nick was like, I don't like this guy. In fact, I hate him. He's not a good person, and if he joins, that's fine, but I don't like him at all. And then I vote for the other person. Because I don't want this place to be hostile. I want it to be fun, as it can be. And probably other people did the same thing as I did, but I was very vocal about it. And so we ended up with Dan, who I liked, and got a bad rap, and was bullied, and made fun of from day one, and it was really fucking uncool. I mean, like, okay, you didn't like this guy, but you don't have to be a fucking dickhead to him every day or every time he tries to do something. And you know what? About Dan is the fact that he took all of that and then still tried to be nice to these people and still tried to make those connections and still tried to be friendly and make the league cool and be a part of the group. After all the shit he fucking took, he never quit. I would have quit. I would have said, fuck you, and you. You guys can all fuck yourselves and I'm out. Like, fuck your league. I don't give a shit. Like, why is this a fucking thing? Dan is... He's like, man, well, whatever. I just wouldn't be able to do that. And... Anyways, Joe lost to Dan. And Joe quit because of that. And then... the week before everything went fucking nuts, they were talking about... I can't even remember. It was a bunch of bullshit. Eventually, Gub's like, fuck this. I don't even enjoy this anymore, and I quit. And I was like, well, alright. And Chris is like, yeah, my heart's on this, which is fine. He did a lot of work for free, and didn't get anything out of it. He probably just got a lot of complaints from a lot of people because of little minute details he screwed up, which is fine. So I was like, well, that's disappointing. And then there was a poll that went out, and it was, the two things were, do you want to quit, or are you going to play because everyone else is going to play, or you're having fun? And it was an anonymous poll. It was a straw poll. It was just in our chat. And most of the people put, I want to quit. I'm not having fun. There's a couple people that said, I'll keep playing if everyone else does. And then there's a couple people who said, I'm having fun. Wow. By a majority, people wanted to quit and leave. And I had decided pre-season 3, pre-everyone quitting, in the off-season, that this would probably be my last season. Why? Because, unless I'm having a lot of fun with the GBA, I don't have a reason to have this channel. I don't have a reason to Pokemon battle. So I had already decided this is it for me. And now I'm watching people leave. And what I did is, I couldn't be subject to people complaining about the league, discussing the league in length about, are we done here, or what's going on? So what I said is, look, if the league is going to keep going, please re-add me, but if it's not, then that sucks. I'm out. I just can't read all this stuff. So I left the chat because I just couldn't... I didn't want to be subject to all that fucking drama and gossip nonsense and stuff like that, which is weird because it's usually shit I love. But I was just like, I am too exhausted. This is going to consume my day. And I did the healthiest thing for me, is I left the chat and I said, if this league will continue, re-add me. More than game to finish out the season. And it didn't. And basically, I guess everyone left. I don't know what happened after I left. I don't know who explicitly said I quit. This shit sucks. I don't know. What I do know is everyone made a GBA video, and you can go watch that shit. And I can tell you what I think happened in the GBA. I think I had no leadership, and I think it was a decent idea that's been done before, but it's been the best. The GBA executed it in the best way possible. The next version may do it a little bit better. May not. I hope that it does fine. If I were to fix the GBA, I don't know if you can. The problems will always be there, in my opinion. It's going to be a lot. It's either you take it serious very seriously, and it's a lot of work, and it stops being fun after a while. Or you don't take it as seriously enough, and you don't do well, and then that's not fun either. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. What happened with the PMP is another question that Early Toaster asked. I already answered that. What changed? For me, it was 6th Gen OU not being fun, but what about you? Nothing changed, really. I think 5th Gen OU was the most not fun thing in the world. I think 6th Gen OU has been actually pretty okay. I have no qualms with 6th Gen OU. I didn't like 5th Gen at all, although I did play it a lot, but I didn't really care for it. What do you think caused the overall decline in views for everyone? They all happen around the same time, the end of 5th Gen to 6th Gen over OU tier. I don't know. Probably just a lot of lack of interest people are growing out of it. I mean, think about this. Think about the Pokemon community. Think about competitive Pokemon. It's a fad and people grow out of it. That's the harsh reality of what this community is. It's a fad that people grow out of. And probably what happened is around this time, a lot of people grew out of it. And a lot of people may have jumped into it because it's kind of exciting in 6th Gen. And maybe that's why you're seeing such a decline in competitiveness and a more casual style of video. Is because 6th Gen is really interesting, and the fact that it's kind of like the first of its kind. Mega evolutions are a thing. It does what 5th Gen was trying to do, but way better, obviously. And I don't know. I think that's probably it, is that you're seeing a lot more casual views and a lot less competitive views, because it's a fad for a lot of people that they just didn't want to put a lot of time into anymore, because it does take a lot of time. Then he goes on to say, my main criticism with the Pokemon community is that there was no central place for us to discuss content. No place to post ideas for new LPs, no place for fan bases to build and collide, no place for discussion with or about the content creators. YouTube comments are not a place to build communities. Generally Reddit or an image board thread or something. I assume he's saying that is what that place would be to build a community. This community was a big part of my YouTube life and gaming habits through high school. I'm sad to see it be gone. It's not entirely gone, but I do understand I am great and I am fantastic, and with me leaving, that leaves a huge void in everyone's life. Now, this is true. This is true. What he's saying is that the YouTube comment section is not a place to build a community. And to build a community, it takes a lot more than that. And the thing is, Zats died because, well, I think people wanted a lot of quality for their videos. And so they kind of formed their own little cliques, and YouTube chats became a thing. And people stopped wanting to run these chats, and because of that, just it sort of devolved into less of a community and more of a small collective, a group of small collectives rather. And that's, I think, his main complaint here, and I think he's not wrong. People generally, it's hard to get people into a forum, as it's not instantaneous. It's not a chat room, and it's hard to get people into a chat room because they have Skype. Now, I don't know anyone who's gonna host a big Skype chat room. Do you? No. So it would take a big player to decide, I'm going to dedicate a large amount of my time to finding admins and mods to either create a site or chat or both, or also a forum. And a lot of people, it's not going to be worth their time. And that's the sad part about it. A lot of bigger names, they could full on do it, but it won't be worth their time because they could spend their time making more content and thus making more money. And I know that I keep saying making more money like it's a thing where, like, oh, all these people are greedy. No, it's just they're trying to... Fuck, if you could make money playing Pokemon, wouldn't you? And wouldn't you do it as much as possible? Fuck yeah. If I made as much money as some of these other Pokemon YouTubers, I wouldn't be quitting. Sorry boys, $10 a month doesn't do it for me.